Hi there. In this class, I'm going to have you post things on the class website. So I want to start out with a short tutorial on how to write for the web. The key elements of writing for the web are to use a short, catchy, descriptive title, to have scannable text, and to have compelling images. On the right here is what's called a heat map. This comes from an eye tracking study where a computer keeps track of where a user's eye rests on the page. And what we find over and over again is that people start at the upper left, they scan to the right across the top, and then down the left-hand side, maybe with their eyes darting over to the right-hand side from time to time, and it results in these sort of F-shaped patterns. But you can see that, for example, the banner on the right-hand side of the page didn't get read almost at all. And people don't look at the small words. They really are just trying to get an overview of what's going on a page. And so when you write for the web, when you write a blog post in particular, here are some things that you need to keep in mind. If you ask the question, how do people read on the web? The shorter answer is they don't. So short is good. And therefore you want to have an intriguing summary or intro sentence, something that, if all they read is the intro sentence, they will still be able to get a pretty good sense for the key nuggets, right? The key wisdom or interesting thing that you're trying to communicate in your writing. Use bulleted lists whenever you can because they're easily scannable. And if there are particular places in the text that you really want people to see them, use bold and italics to get people's eyes to go in that direction. Okay, so now I've talked a little bit about how to write for the web. Okay, here's the course website. In order to write a new post, you'll first have to log in. I'm going to log in as a fake user that I'm calling Bob Benton. This person has the same privileges that you do as a student on the site. From the dashboard, if you look in the upper left here, you'll see the New button. Click that. This is the blog post writing interface. Here, where it says Add Title, you'll add a catchy title, like Building Sustainable Floating Cities in Tahiti. Okay, now that I've chosen an interesting title, the next thing I want to do is make sure that I properly categorize this blog post. You'll see here that I've got several categories: journal entries, socializer, and something called uncategorized. You're always going to want to pick a category. This one I'm going to pick socializer. Okay, title, category, and the next thing I want to do is add a featured image. So I'm going to click here. It's going to open up the featured image interface, and it says drop files anywhere to upload. So I'm going to grab this image from my desktop and drag it right over. It will be uploaded, and once that's done, over here on the right hand side, at the minimum you need to either give it alt text, alternative text for screen readers and for users who can't read words on the screen, or a title. Neither of those things will be visible, but if you want it to be visible, you can add a caption like Morgan and Nicole go to Tahiti. And then you'll select, and that will show up as the featured image for your post. Now, the place that you start writing is right here in the middle. You can start typing. If you hit enter, it'll take you to the next paragraph. If you use your mouse, then some controls will pop up. Here you can set it to be level 2, level 3, level 4 heading, or you can add an image, or you can even add in a gallery, a whole section of images. If you've got text and you want to make it into a link, you can click link, or you can use Command K or the Control K on a Windows machine and just type the link right in there, just like that. Other things you can do, you can add in bulleted lists, you can add block quotes, you can add audio. You can drop a link for like a YouTube video or other online content, and it will automatically be embedded in your post in a way that people will be able to access it. So once you've gotten it written, what do you do next? So up here at the upper right hand side, there is where it says document. If you click on that, if you look here, you'll see something that says status and visibility. The status when you start writing is draft. Once, when you first start, you'll write and you can save it and come back to it later. There's a link up here to save your draft. But once you're, think you're done, you won't be able to actually publish it to the site yourself. Your instructor will have to do that. We're going to follow an editorial process for this. So you will select ready for review. And once that's done, click save ready for review. Okay. If you'd like to preview it, you can click the preview button and that will open up a new tab and will show you what the blog post will look like when it's live. Although it is not live yet, you're the only one who can see this right now. Okay, once you've done that, if you close it, you can go back to all posts and see things. You can look at articles that are yours. You can also see that there's an article here waiting and ready for review. All right, I'm going to log Bob Benton out and log in as the editor or the instructor. So when I log in, your instructor, on the dashboard, I have this unpublished content box, which shows me that I have one article ready for review. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to see the article that Bob Benton had started. And it says it's already being edited by Bob. Do I want to take over? Yes, I do. Okay, so now that I'm here, I can see the title and I can see all of the content. I can see the featured image, right? I can see the preview if I'd like to see what the preview looks like. And down here, there's a thing that says editorial comments, right? If I don't have any editorial comments, if I think it's pretty good, I'll probably just go over here and I will click publish. And that will just automatically send it out to the site. You will not have to do any more revisions or actually see any of it again. However, if I do have comments, then down here in the editorial comments section, I will click respond to the post and I'll say, it looks like maybe you had more to say. And I'll click submit response. Okay, so now there's a comment. This comment is not publicly available. This is only able to be seen by you, the person who's writing this. And the author is Bob Benton. And now I'm going to take the status, I'm going to move it to ready for revision because it was first in draft. And then when you were done with the draft, you moved it into ready for review. Now that it's in ready for review, I've reviewed it and I've given some feedback. And now I'm going to make it ready for revision. I'm going to click save ready for revision. And then it will be your turn again, okay? And so if Bob goes to all posts and goes to mine, right? You'll see here status ready for revision. That means I need to finish this. So if I click on it, I can take over again. And add the finishing touches, at which point I want to go back to where it says document and put it back in ready for review. Now, if I need to save it and I'm not ready to have it reviewed again, I can put it in the revising status and then save it as, I'm currently revising it. That way, that's information for me. And if I'm wondering, if I gave you feedback and I haven't heard back from you in a few days or a week or so, then if you put it in the revising status, then I'll know that you're working on it. And so now it is saved, but let's put it in ready for revision again. Log back in as the editor or instructor. I'm going to click on here, take over. Maybe you wrote a response saying what you did. Finally, I'll click publish and it will be all good to go. And that's all there is to it.